Hi, and welcome back to Ask a Monk. Today's question comes from Ithong Tian, who asks, I'm practicing Anapanasati using counting technique by Ajahn Ayasuro, which he said to count from 1 to 5, start over from 1 to 6, 1 to 7, so on. It's hard to be aware of the in-out breath. I tend to lose my counting. How to be aware of breath and count at the same time? Okay, first of all, if you're practicing a technique under a specific teacher, the best thing is to ask that teacher, or the second best thing, someone who's close to him. I don't know this teacher. You might be referring to Ajahn Jayasuro with a J, who I am familiar with, but don't know too much about. And certainly don't follow or don't teach the same technique, which is fine. I mean, I'm not discounting this technique, but it's hard for me to go into detail. If I can give you some basics of Anapanasati. Anapanasati in the commentaries is considered to be a tranquility meditation, so it's only for the purpose of quieting the mind. You should use it as a preliminary technique before moving on to, as I've said before, to examine the physical and the mental aspects of the breathing or of the body and the mind in general. Because breath itself, the breath, is a concept. It's not something that we actually experience. You don't experience the breath. That's a concept. What you experience is the sensation at the nose, in the chest, or in the stomach. And so we would focus on the experience of the hot or the cold, instead of saying in, out, or even counting 1, 2, 3, 4. These are concepts. So for insight meditation, we don't use them. For Anapanasati, if that's your choice, if your choice is to calm the mind in the beginning, first of all, starting at 1 to 5 is fine. Don't go up more than 1 to 10. The texts are pretty clear about 5 being less than 5 being too little, more than 10 being too much, and they give their reasons. But just to let you know that you shouldn't be going past 10. Count from 1 to 5 is fine. Count from 1 to 10 is fine. You don't have to switch. You don't have to go 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 9, 1 to 10. You can start at 1 to 10 if you like. That's the example that's given in the texts. The other thing is that when you're doing counting, you shouldn't be aware of the whole motion of the breath. You should pick one spot, be it at the nose, in the chest, or in the stomach, and acknowledge that it's going in, saying to yourself, 1, 1, 1, 1, the whole time it's going in, and or do it on the out breath, 1, 1, 1, 1, until the out breath is finished. They actually specify, there's no need to do both of them. You can just acknowledge the in breaths, or acknowledge the out breaths, one or the other. If you pick both of them, just keep saying 1, 1, 1 until the first breath is finished. Then go on to 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. This is called slow counting. This is how you start. After that, you can do quick counting, which is just to say 1. You know that it's going in. Then again 2, 3, 4, and so on. This is just counting one time. But counting is only the preliminary practice. It's a suggestion just to quiet your mind, because the mind is thinking. It's similar to the technique that we use when we say rising, falling, or when we say pain, pain. It's a mantra that focuses your mind. In samatha meditation, you don't need it. After a while, you can give it up and just follow the motion of the breath in and out. If you want to use the breath for insight, on the other hand, then you have to focus on something that is real. You have to focus on either the stomach moving in and out, or the heat and cold at the nostrils. And so that's why we have meditators focus on the stomach, rising, falling, because that's the reality of the breath. So, your question, how to be aware of the breath and count at the same time, it really depends what you want out of it. If you if you're just doing samatha, you don't really have to be aware of the breath. You have to know that the breath is going in, and use this number 111 just to know that it's going in, not to follow it. The texts are quite specific about not following the breath, just knowing that it's going in at the tip of the nose generally, or the out breath, or both of them, and starting with the counting and eventually giving it up. And there's quite a technique there. It's a very subtle technique, and one that takes a lot of practice to develop, but it can lead to great states of calm. If your goal, on the other hand, is insight, then you don't have to focus on the breath at all. Focus either at the nose in the same way, but not focusing on the fact that breath is going in. Focus on the sensation of heat or cool, and not thinking about the breath at all. Or focus on the stomach rising and falling. So it's not directly focusing on the breath, you're focusing on the movements of the body, which are part of the respiratory system. So I hope that helps to give you some little, what information I can, but the best thing is, if you want to practice Anapanasati according to this Ajahn that you're talking about, then you should contact him or someone in his group. Okay, so hope that helps. Thanks for the question, and keep practicing.